today, guys, we're going to discuss the sacking of Wilfred Nancy. I only made this video a month ago, so it's mental to see that he's already gone. Obviously, it was the worst Celtic manager in history, and we're going to discuss that today. And we're also going to discuss what Celtic have chose to do for the rest of the season, whether it's the right decision, whether it's the wrong. You understand it all, and hopefully you come out of this video thinking, aye, I'll subscribe to that, guys. So if you do, remember to do that, and let's get into the video. Obviously, guys, Wilfred Nancy was appointed in early December, on the 3rd to be exact, and given a 2.5 year contract. Obviously, I done a whole overview on him, and I talked him up a wee bit because on paper he looked like a good manager, and but obviously that was not to be the case. But I'm going to kind of back him up here. But I know he was terrible. I can confirm that the performances were absolutely horrendous. But a lot of this is down to the Celtic board. Obviously, he came in, and they're the ones who picked him. So if anything went wrong with that thing, with that appointment, it was due to the board. And that's why Celtic fans are so annoyed at the board. So I think if any manager came in, I don't reckon, well, not any manager, any manager they appointed came in, I don't think they were doing well. That said, we all know Martin O'Neill's a good manager. So when he was winning matches, that was expected, but it wasn't the best performances either. So, but that's just the current situation. The recruitment at Celtic's not been good enough. The recruitment for managers hasn't been good enough. It's been lazy from the Celtic board, and that is why there's such an uproar. But I also think there's a sense of maybe we've never been in this situation for a long time, so we don't know how to react to it. So there's been an overreaction to the current state of affairs. I'm not backing Wilfred Nancy whatsoever, but there is accountability for both sides, including the players, including the manager, including the board. Obviously this sacking, we kind of knew it was coming, so we're not to be like deceived or anything. We knew it was coming. Paul Tislade is also left. He was, what I was just saying, he was head of recruitment, and so it might have been down to him. It might have been the Lawwell family. We will never know until it all comes out, if there was a podcast in about 10 years and tell us why Celtic were doing so bad at that current time. Obviously, that moves on to the kind of, that his time at Celtic was absolutely horrendous. He had 2 wins and 6 losses, and obviously Paul Tislade picked a manager like that. But I saw a lot of American people saying he was the best manager in MLS, and I'm like, that kind of backs my point I made a couple of weeks ago on how Scottish League must not be far off the MLS. But then I said the MLS is a league for the after your peak, and the Scottish League's one for before it or during it, depending on your quality of player. Obviously, Celtic have been horrendous, but now they've sacked him. We'll need to see what they do. Obviously, they've just appointed Martin O'Neill till the end of the season, but it's what they do after that, because did they keep Martin O'Neill on until, the Celtic board could be very lazy here, and I think they could deceive a lot of fans, because I said to my friend, I'm like, you may, this is a very good appointment, but if I have a feeling this was before it was announced that Celtic will go and get somebody they know again, just to keep the fans on side. And some fans just don't see, like, you'll know the Celtic absolute maniacs. They'll look into every detail with Celtic on the stock market, on their business accounts. They'll know insiders in the club telling them how good they're doing, and they'll be able to see it. But it's the fans outside who don't really take recollection into that, who'll be like, "Oh, we've got Martin and Neil, we're doing good on the pitch," but in the background, they're not. Because Celtic have not been doing good on the background. Like, they've been doing good with money, but they're not been spending it well. Like, that's not a good way to run a business. And Celtic, obviously, Martin and Neil, we know he came in last time, won 7 out of 8 games. A lot of the games weren't good performances, but he was getting wins. I think that's the difference, that is the big difference here. But he's came back, and whether he can keep it up for a whole season, a whole half season, is, I don't know. Because I know he's a great manager. Not taking that, he's probably one of the greatest to ever work in the SPFL, alongside Walter Smith and characters like that. But it's whether he can keep up, because obviously Hearts are 6 points clear. Rangers are right on them and can go ahead tomorrow against Aberdeen. Obviously can kind of take that lead, and that puts the pressure for Celtic to win against Dundee at home. Whether they do that or not is, we don't know. So it's like one of them, but I don't know who they would go and get. There's rumours, obviously, like Ange Postecoglou. I don't see that happening because of the current state of affairs. He's been sacked by Nottingham Forest, and it just doesn't look like a good maybe fit. Because I just don't see it happening. I see him saying, "Oh, I've just worked at Tottenham, I've worked at Nottingham Forest, got a huge payout, I'm just going to sit there and enjoy it with his family." So I think that's what he's going to do. Obviously, Askew from Motherwell has been linked, and his style of play has obviously been recognised in Scotland. Finally, I said that ages ago. I think any manager announcement's going to take until the summer, but that's the good thing. Celtic have time in their hands now. Yes, the board can maybe get the right decision, but they're under Ange, they got the right manager. And yeah, but will Martin O'Neill do what Celtic fans want, win the league? I don't know. I just don't know. This season is unpredictable. If you told me you would have 2 old firm managers be like absolutely dreadful, you would have Hearts at the top of the league, you would have Motherwell playing like prime Barcelona, you would have Hibs beating the Hearts, you would have Livingston, I'm like, Falkirk's John McGlynn playing really good football, Jimmy Tilleen's sacked. You would have 2 managers sacked within the first week. I wouldn't have believed you. I would not have believed you. So the summary of this video is he should have been sacked, but I think there's more accountability to be put on the board overall. I think Celtic have to take their time with this new appointment if they could get anybody through the door by the summer. If they take time, obviously, and analyse every option they have. Martin O'Neill, good appointment, but I don't know if he's going to win the league or not. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoy this video. Remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and keep smiling if you want to just enjoy these videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and goodbye.